We're gonna start
with the great Angelo.
We're not gonna start off with our usual. How was your week?
Yeah, no. Skip
We're
out.
not gonna start off with that, man.
Good cushion and a refill is all she really wanna feel. After sex, get the head still. Is all I really need to chill. Roll up, pop some more pills. Is all she really wanna feel. I say, bitch, you know what Copperfield. Good weed, good drink, and a lot of pills. Got a thick red bitch, red bottom heels. Bitch flashing like she won't, but I know she will. See me getting money so she know it's real. Take her to the hotel, it's a done deal. Bitch love to fuck crazy when she all the pills. I'ma get her little baby something she can feel. Hit her with the key sweat, not the Johnny Kill. I can make it last forever when I'm on the field. Hell, bought her that hoe, give a refill. Only for the bitch once she need a refill. Got a dirty up a Sprite, I need a refill. Got a call to the plug, I need a refill. Got gas, but my car need a refill. Out here, kitchen plays, can't keep still. Phone stain ringing, got plays by the hundreds. Got old money like my name Philip Drummond. Call the money pussy cause the bitch stay coming. Good coat for your move, but the bitch stay running. Keep an eye on my check, with my paper, I'm coming. If it ain't about $1, then it ain't about nothing. Out here on these streets where it's hot as the oven. Got a bag full of pills, come and shop. Got good codeine if you niggas double cup. Only fuck with act, we don't fuck with roll with cuss. Man, bitch, with me and a nigga ain't cuss. Don't tell her that I love her, she don't want me fucking. Count us in. Started with the purse, but the money got a fuck. With the wood five, but the head had me running. She took on my pills, I ain't got nothing.
Hey, yo, y'all know what it is, man. It is Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's a call.
Hey, listen, man. I know it's not Tuesday night. So we are actually on time tonight because we coming to you with a surprise joint tonight, you know what I'm saying? We up in here tonight with a legend. I mean, a legend in this comedic game, just a legend in the black culture. Mr. TK Kirkland is up in the building.
Yo, what's up, everybody? TK in the building, and it's a pleasure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I usually don't have time for this, but because my man Angelo, we in here, and there's a lot of old faces in here, people I love and respect, and I'm glad to do it.
Hey, man, we are glad to have you here, brother, because I'm sure there's a whole lot of others out there that's major fans, as we are sitting up on this panel, bro. We're major fans of yours. Been following you for years. Just like I told you before we got started, the whole basketball team thing,
yes.
bro. I'm married now. My wife is over there, so I can't really get too deep into it.
Yes.
But I had a basketball team, too.
Yes.
I had a starting point guard.
Right.
I had a small forward. I had a shooting guard. I had all of that, bro.
Right.
All because of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, he was sitting here telling me about it. I was over here cracking up.
All because of you, man. So, listen, we're gonna talk about some things with TK.
I mean, I know I'm light skinned, but damn.
Yeah.
It blanks you right on out.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, Mr. Inappropriate is in the house. Go talk, bro.
Well, no, I'm not gonna talk now. Now I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna just be quiet.
Hey, well, listen, that's a great idea. Let's go from there. So listen, man, real talk. Yeah, you bleed your chance.
Okay.
We're gonna move forward. Hey, man,
Yes.
listen. It's an honor and a pleasure, straight up. And, you know, this is something that I've always thought about since we've been doing this podcast. And TK has blessed me with the honor to be on his one time. We did the call in, man, which is real cool to talk with you on yours.
Yes.
But for you, and here's the crazy part, is that I didn't ask TK. TK said this is what he wanted to do. And this is the kind of person that this brother has been throughout his duration. I talked about him the other day. He's a man's man. He's not just a comedian to me. He's a true friend. I love this brother. He's always said what he's gonna do and done it. He runs by his own show. Don't nobody control T to the K.
That's right. That's right.
No. T to the motherfucking K.
Yeah.
It's Classic Conversation
Yes,
with
that's
JT
so
and Low,
true.
man, and Asser. Hey, man, we curse up
And
here.
I thought about it, and some people look at it like I'm controlling. No, I've been thinking about it. I'm not controlling. I just like to be in control. It's a difference.
It's a difference.
Right? It's a big difference because I work so hard to get where I'm at in my life, and what I do is I just know how I want things done. And I like to get it done, and I don't want, a lot of people are not on your page or they don't have the same experiences you have. Like a lot of people tell you that I don't have security guards, I don't roll with a lot of comics, because really I'm much older than most of these people, and my OGs, who I came up with in the streets and doing my thing, I absorb so much from them. I speak when I'm spoken to. I don't talk just to be talking, because when you don't talk when you're not supposed to talk, when you do speak, people take what you say very seriously. So I shut up and speak when I have to, because when I talk, it's going to be it's going to have some value to it.
And if y'all haven't heard him talk, shame on you. If you haven't heard T to the motherfucking K talk, shame on you.
No, who raised you?
Right, who the hell raised you if you haven't heard T to the motherfucking K talk? Listen, man, I something I wanted to ask you, since Angela told me you was gonna do this. You know, we've looked at, I've seen you in a couple of movies doing your thing, but we've seen comedians do this thing in television on Fox, NBC, CBS, or whatever. We saw, rest in peace, Bernie Mac, when he asked at the end of the documentary with Kings of Comedy, America, I'll do right. Just give me a show. Just give me a show. So let me ask you, have you ever wondered or wanted to do something like that to get on mainstream America? Because a lot of people like to call you an underground comedian. I wouldn't, but a lot of people like to say that you're an underground comedian, but have you ever thought about branching over to that? And if you did, or since you didn't, did you think that it would take away from who you actually are to do something like that?
Well, let me be correct now. No one calls me underground. I created that back in 1988 with Eazy-E. I started calling myself underground comic. There was a strategy to that. The reason why I consider myself underground comic, because I created my own lane. Now, if you sit back and understand this business, I normally tell people, if I'm on a panel, do not get into television. Do not do movies. If I tell everybody in this office right now, in this panel, I want you to do research on African American men and women in Hollywood and come back with statistics, you will have a sad story. What I try to do is teach people to be empowered, to do your own thing, to be in control of your checks, be in control of what you know that's out there. And if you look at it, we don't own that playing field. So yeah, Bernie Mac got his shot. It was a great time to be a stand-up comedian. But what has happened over the last 20 years, the game has changed. There's so many streaming services, Hulu, Tubi, just a lot of just different cable channels. And if you notice, it's still not a lot of black entertainers. Now, I had this discussion the other day about Tyler Perry. Now, Tyler Perry is phenomenal for him, but Tyler Perry is pimping his own people. And yeah, Tyler Perry is pimping his own people, and people who want to get on so bad don't see it. I've been doing this 37 years. I know he's pimping his own people. He's not paying people what they really should be paid. He'll work them 2 or 3 weeks for a project, pay them low wages, and it's a shame that we have those type of people in the game. No matter from the music business to the movie business, they will drag you to the ground. But you can't teach this game to everybody. So when I used to talk to Nipsey, when I used to talk to Dolph, young men who's come up in the game, I always explain independence. So everybody who I rocked with from back in the 90s and everything went on to do things independently to become millionaires. Now the people who with mainstream and got lucky, like the D.L. Hughley's, the Mike Epps, people I took under my wing and showed them how to make money. Now, yes, they make a lot of money, but they only have their foot in the door so much because they're not doing the TV shows that they should truly be doing, right? They're not doing the major movies that they should be doing. So something I learned in life is that you play the hand that you're dealt. See, if you play the hand that you dealt, you won't be depressed. You play the hand that you dealt, you won't go rob another person. You play the hand that you dealt, you won't hate on another person. And we need to take that in consideration and just move forward, take care of your own, and really just do the best you can. But and that was a long question, but no, I don't regret it. I don't really want to do TV or film unless a part is offered to me. when I did New Jersey Drive. That was offered to me. And I could only do it one day because, believe it or not, I had to get on the road because I saw what I didn't like years ago. I don't like auditioning.
Okay.
I don't like walking in and somebody has to make a decision whether I'm going to make it out. I take the control out of hand. Give you an example. My son is a black belt in karate, but he wants to play football. He got cut, and the guy let him back on. But I explained to my son, that's why I want you to stick with karate, because you make the decisions for your life. To play ball, you got to run a little harder. To play ball, you got to do this for another person to make a decision if you shall make it or not. I want to take that out of other people. I want to take that out of other people's hands. You work hard to do your own shit, and can't nobody make a decision for you but you. So the reason, here's the strategy. When he was born, the reason why I put him in karate school, because I'm gonna finance his own karate school when he gets older, so he can have his own business. See, I'm thinking way ahead. I fucked his mother one time. She got pregnant. But when she kept the baby, I said, well, bitch, this is what we doing. This motherfucker gonna know boxing, he gonna know karate, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. And she listens to me. She got a boyfriend and everything. But I know what I want from my son.
Right.
To you to the motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 baby mamas on one night stands.
Wow.
And I tell my kids, I'm not your traditional father, but I'm your friend. I'm not the nigga to take you camping. I'm not the nigga that's gonna be under there and talk to you all the time. I'm not that nigga. But I made you, and you got my DNA, but I'm gonna give you the game on how to survive. If I'm not around, don't grow up with that crying shit. Oh, my father was never around. Nigga, I fucked your mom one night. We ain't have a relationship. Like, you know how hard it is to be in a relationship with a bitch you don't really love? Right. You just fucked them, nigga. What the fuck, nigga? I'm just keeping it real. They ain't gonna put that pressure on me. I'm happy.
Now you know your last name?
Yeah.
So,
TK,
go ahead.
Yes.
looking at the comics of today, which comics do you think are ones to look at today? That you know, being old school, what comics today do you think bring it, that you're a fan of? Not really a fan of, but do you think bring it?
Here's the thing about the county world.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm not a true comedian,
What's your fun?
if that makes any sense. I'm a hustler, and comedy is my side hustle, right? And what I mean by that is, I turned something negative into something positive and became a stand-up comedian. I don't roll with a bunch of comedians, but I could tell you this, I wish them all the best, because this game can change your life. It could take you around the world. If you put the work in, you could become very, very successful. With the internet comics, they're making so much money. Only thing I want for them, I want their talent to match their popularity, because they don't have the talent to match the popularity. So they're walking away with a lot of money, but you're leaving the audience sad and empty. The owners have to book them because it's a business. But even the owners, deep in their gut, they hurt because they know what it takes to be a great comedian. And here's a comic that can do this for 2 years and sell out a crowd, but only got 20 minutes worth of material. He'll get the bag, but people leave upset. And anything that you ever knew about entertainment, throw it out the window, because it doesn't apply to this generation.
Wow.
So,
It doesn't exist no more.
that's deep. So TK, I want to go back. I want to go back with you for a minute, man. I want to you to kind of intro the start of TK's comedy journey. You know what I mean? Give us a little background on the beginning of your comedy journey.
Well, my comedy journey really started because of the accident between Eddie Murphy and his brother. We had a crazy situation. I took that situation and made it positive. And then from that moment on, believe it or not, I had been fighting to be a great man, if that means anything. Okay. And by being a great man, it's keeping your word, trying to do the right thing. So I chased that my whole life, and it made me better. Well, what a lot of people don't know, the system, I never went to prison, but it was like being in prison. I was on probation for 20 years. in 4 different states because every time I caught a case, even though I had money to beat it, they gave me 5 years. So every time I got done with 5 years, guess what? It's 3 months later, I caught another case. Then them people gave me 5 years. So by the time I was 42 years old, that was the last time I was on probation. By that time, I had grew up to be a man, and I knew to make better decisions with my life because before I would just react and think about the consequences afterwards. But as I move forward, like in so many situations I get into now, it hurts me deep inside because I know what I want to do to people. But my decision making tells me there's consequences to your decision. So I became my own businessman. I don't like calling agents to book me. You know, I don't like people. I don't want to. No, I don't have to call no agent to say if somebody booked me. I've been doing this so long, and what I do is like when I book comedy clubs, believe it or not, I book it for the next 6 years. See, I know what I'm doing for the next 6-10 years. I'm already booked. So if I want to retire, I can retire. But if I'm going to continue, I already know. But that's the way I book. Now, if I go through certain agencies want to give you just a certain salary. But I get 90% of the door. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people what I want, and I know I do it because I bring the numbers. And everybody can't do that. Some people, not to knock any comedian that wants to have an agent, because you really have to have the discipline and know how to send emails. You got to know how to talk to people. And a lot of people can't do that.
True that.
Well, I can tell you, bro. The parking lot is packed. So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
The numbers are here because, like I said, I pulled up, had to wait on a parking spot, so that's real right there. But your story reminds me of, okay, like you say, you're a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
This is your hustle game.
Yes.
It reminds me a little bit of Ice-T.
Yes, that's my man.
Ice-T, I watched a documentary on him, and he was basically like, yo, I can't act.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I walked in, and he said, I pimped. I walked in to do an audition. He said, I basically pimped them to let them know that I was the one that should be doing it. They became my bitch.
Right.
And they gave me the part.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting here listening to you, it not saying that you pimping people.
Mm-hmm.
You probably are, but you know, I'm saying you pimping people. But at the same time, it gives you that power to be able to pick and choose what you want to do and what you don't want to do.
Yeah, it's very important. I'm 62 years old, fam.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I'm 62. So when you don't get to.
Oh, wait. Hey, hit that button, man. Hit that applause button. Hit it.
Yeah, I'm 62. Yeah, I'm 62 years old. Yeah.
Damn. You messed all my thoughts up. I done messed everything up, bro. You 62.
No.
I just told you that, man.
Hey, man, ain't nobody. He ain't checking for
TK.
nobody right now.
TK, how'd you link up with NWA though? How did that come about?
The thing with NWA was just a wonderful situation. I was at a concert. The DJ played their music in the stands, and I always seek opportunity. Like I'm a go-getter. So when I heard that, and I was standing with Bobby Brown, and he pointed them out, they was in the audience because what Easy was doing was promoting his record. So they would bring their cassettes and give it to the DJs at concerts. And I had never seen that experience before. So I walked up to him, and because I'm shit, nigga, I'm T to the motherfucking K. And I told that nigga I was T to the motherfucking K. That nigga looked at me and said, I'm Easy motherfucking E. We exchanged numbers, and believe it or not, he came. It was really Ice Cube, Easy, Dr. Dre, Suge, because Suge was our bodyguard when we was with NWA. Wow. See, Suge was the bodyguard on tour, and Suge was my bodyguard and the DOC. So all of us was up there at the Comedy Store. And what was so crazy, there was a young man who used to sit in the back of the Comedy Store, looked like Easy, and he got his start from heckling people on the stage, and he turned out to be a great stand-up, great actor, is the late A.J. Johnson. So everybody has a different path on how they got to become a stand-up comedian. And I seen them all come up. My stories about Jamie Foxx, I seen Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx never really had to struggle in stand-up. He was so talented, after 4 years, he had got his break. the other great situation I've ever seen in that business was Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker had pretty much 15 minutes of stand-up, but he was so hilarious, and he happened to be at the right place at the right time. Matter of fact, in 1992, 93, there was a huge earthquake in Los Angeles, California.
I remember that.
Me and Chris Tucker was in the car together when that shit happened.
Wow.
And he was screaming, "Take a hike, take a hike." You know what I'm saying? And I thought we got bombed. Like literally, I thought somebody bombed LA.
Wow.
And we pulled over to the side. So we used to be a crew, and here it was. It was Chris Tucker, Faison Love, and me. And I remember one night, 4 o'clock in the morning, we sitting on Sunset Boulevard, and not about the Benjamins. What's the movie with the Hughes brothers when Chris played the Vietnam guy?
Oh, the war joint.
Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
The posters up on the wall, and Chris is saying to me, "TK, can nobody fuck with you? You're gonna be bad." But the rule, I'm thinking, nigga, when you blow, pull us in.
Right.
Chris took off, and I ain't seen Chris Tucker since motherfucking that boulevard. Chris took the fuck off and kept going. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then I might run into him, but shout out to Chris Tucker. Shout out to Faison Love. And here's my stories about stories. Like Faison had did a lot of TV, Faison Love. And we would be on the phone together. This is when he was doing the Robert Townsend TV show. And Faison would be at the store, telling the owners, just send that to the house. Well, I see him to this day, I always say, yo, send that to the house. That's how rich he was. But I told him one day as a businessman, I said, yo, you left so much money on the table from being a stand-up comedian. You gotta go get that money. And that's what got him back into stand-up comedy. Now let's take someone who truly listened to me. And that was D.L. Hughley. See, I took DL under my wing and I gave him the game plan. And we hang out to this day every now and then. And he's a millionaire, but he works still to this day every week like he's broke. And he'll tell you he got all that from TK Kirkland. I told him all that.
You still here, you know, you ain't got much time left, 64 so. But no, so I got into comedy in 2008. I retired from TV and film, and I was an actor playing a comic for like 3.5 years.
Yes.
Everybody was like, man, you use the word bitch a lot. You real hard on the ladies. And I was comfortable with it. Because I was like, just because I'm light-skinned don't mean I need to be nice, okay? And I said, y'all don't say shit when TK say it, or, you know, so why, this is me, because I got curly hair? And I stood the test. I kept going. And I said, you know what, I'm true to this. Like, I believe in what the fuck I'm doing. And there, I said, you know what, unbeknownst to me, you were my, what do you call it, my muse, my mentor, like unseen, like I wasn't purposely looking, but I was like, he gets it, and I get it, so fuck the rest of them. So every time I watch you, I'm in awe because you kill it, and you truthful. No apologies, no, bitch, suck these balls and get out my face. Like, I love it.
Well, here's what I'm gonna tell you what the situation is. See, stand-up comedy is about what's in your heart, what's in your gut. Now, what you probably were saying was probably true, but it doesn't match your persona. And let me explain to you what I mean. Everything comedy is really about profiling. You look at me, it's gonna take motherfuckers a long time before they think they're gonna try to fight me. Like
I see where this is going, T.
No, this is
We're gonna slap you.
Yeah, ain't no, like, you gonna think, now don't get me wrong, you still could probably whoop my ass. But you're gonna think twice before you whoop my ass because the way I move. Now, what people have to do, if you see that there's a problem with your delivery, you start off soft, because when I do white clubs, if I do stuff in London, I don't come out as hard. I come a whole different way and suck them in. And once I got them, I hit their ass with my real shit. So you still can do it. You gotta come off with the cute shit first and get them in the palm of your hand and laugh. Give me an example. I did some time at Rawway State Prison, right? Got out A week later, I was on the Cash Money Millionaire Tour, selling all around the country. During the concert in New York, I kept telling the audience, people fuck with me, I got some of the greatest friends here, they all backstage. I kept saying that, but I got them laughing, betraying all the acts. And it's the Rough Riders, it's DMX, it's E, it's the Cash Money. I mean, the lineup was insane. Before Cash Money comes on during the MC, I had already told the production staff what I wanted to do. I go on stage, after I got them in the palm of my hand, before I bought Cash Money, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I told you people fuck with me. Listen, my boys in the back, they gonna come out and do a special guest. Put your hands together for Dr. Dre and Eminem. The production was so cold, I had the lights come down, I had the music come up, 40, 20-something thousand people screaming. I walk off the stage, I'm talking about they screaming. I walk back on stage and said, psych. And they loved me so much they couldn't boo me. I did it so good that Baby and them even said, I thought them niggas really was here. Because I didn't let nobody know what I was doing, but I captured the audience. I had them. And I'm saying, your stand-up's nothing wrong. Nobody's gonna trip. But if you go do stand-up again, hit them with the 10 to 15 minutes of family stuff. And then work it, blend it in like a mix, like an album. And you blend that shit in, and before you know it, you're saying what you want to say, and they don't even see. They don't even, like, how the fuck he get us? That's how I get them.
Wow. I received that.
Wow. That's how I get them. But see, I have a degree in speech communications as well. See, so a lot of people don't know I have my master. I got my master by the time I was 24 years old. But I was hustling, but at the same time, see, when I was growing up, you can tell your mother and father you want to do stand-up comedy. Because when I started, comedy was looked down upon. You can come home and tell your parents you was gonna be a stand-up comedian because they was like, the fuck you trying to be Eddie Murphy? It wasn't happening. And so I seen this comedy game change over the years. When we started in '85, it maybe 60 black comedians. That's why I always try to get African American comedians who make white clubs rich to do black African American clubs. Because what they don't know.
Wait. No. Say that again.
Let me finish. Right. Because what happens when young black comedians make it, they don't understand that the black clubs suffer. We have made these white club owners, nothing against them because y'all keep me working too, but we've made them millionaires. And when black clubs call the agency, they give them such a hard time that black clubs got to send a deposit to get the comedians, where the white clubs don't have to send a deposit. They get all their money at the show. And then most black comedians know they're not really funny. That's why they won't do black clubs. See, because you got to be funny to do a black club. You can say anything in the white audience, them motherfuckers will lose their mind. But you got to be funny. Fuck the movie credits, fuck TV shows, fuck your commercials. You got to be funny when you do black comic club. And I'm challenging all black comedians to start performing at black clubs, because I was there when we wasn't in the white clubs. I remember when they started letting us into the comedy stores, the Improv. And what people still don't know to this day, when you wearing jeans and t-shirts, I started that shit. Trust me. You couldn't wear a motherfucking t-shirt and jeans in the comic club. You had on dress pants and a shirt to perform. And after NWA, what I did was I took their mentality as a street reporter, and they changed my whole style, because I used to dress like the DL. I taught DL how to dress. DL ain't have that style. I was wearing the motherfucking suits and the linens and all that kind of shit. You know, face on the tape, TK Kirkland was wearing 3,000 suits before anybody was wearing them suits. But I want comedians to understand your duty to perform at a black comedy club at least twice a year, to put revenue into the black owners' pockets so that young black comedians who are coming up in this game will have a place to perform and get their start. You could change their lives. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
And you stay true to that. And I want people to understand, he's not talking. This is what he says, and this is what he does, man. I've always respected him for that because he's never backed down from that.
Yeah, because it makes me mad, you know. But I can't. We grown. I can't go check a comedian to say do it. You know. I mean, you do your own thing, but I can put it on this, and hopefully it gets into somebody's ears, and they say, yeah, you know what, TK is right. Let's do that.
The word is you also the man who started the comedians shaking hands after the show.
That's so true, because I started shaking hands. And people, it just happened. And they used to call me, what you, a pastor? Because that's what pastors used to do. And when I see it today, I want to say, when I see videos and I see people doing it, I want to say, yo, you know I started that shit, you know? But I keep it to myself, you know? But I'm glad that this is the first time, out of all the podcast shows I've done, this is the first time that was mentioned. And it really needs to be said, because true comedians, like Bub and everybody, when we was back in the day, they know that's what I used to do. And the shit caught on.
And see, folks don't understand that your history, you know what I mean, because of how you come about, but you have really developed so many comedians.
Yes.
And Sandra Bullock. You know what I mean? You put folks on the map, man. You know what I mean? When you sit back and look at it, I mean, how does that make you feel?
It feels good because I have this rule about stay low-key and flex occasionally. And let me tell you how this came about. I caught a case in '98 where I robbed Puffy Combs. True story. And no, it's true. You know, fuck that nigga. And we was getting offices, but because Sandra Bullock was white, I couldn't tell nobody I was representing her with my team because we didn't want anything to tarnish our money. So it was me, David Klingman, and a young man named Tommy Chesterow. And here's the other names a lot of people don't know we had. We had Anthony Michael Hall, John Lucasamo, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I had a crew so cold in the 90s that you will be blown the fuck away. But always, I kept my mouth shut. I didn't want to brag. And I didn't want to also brag too, because I had not baby mama drama, I was fucking women who were struggling. Right? And you can't be telling your business. You can't tell your business, so I couldn't do shit. Like, nigga, I was renting cars, you know, I didn't want to have nothing in my name. I didn't want to pay for nothing. So I had the real true drug dealer mentality. I wasn't paying for shit in my motherfucking name. Now everybody grown, now I'm flexing.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, T to the motherfucking
Yeah,
K.
I'm flexing, yo, I'm flexing.
Hey, man.
And to the ladies who's gonna be listening, it's not that I didn't wanna give the women money. What I've learned in life is men have it so hard that when you have a child, a female will call you broke, but then never look at themselves and say, well, I ain't got it either. Or you put your money into a situation and you help do certain things to make things right, and you still get thrown under the bus. That's why I tell people to this day, sex makes babies, not love.
Facts. So listen, TK, I know we got a short period, man, but I want to get one question in real quick. I just want to get your take on the current crime that's going on in the country with, you know, and you can base it between the police and black folks and how the black folks still coming up dead in these situations.
Yes.
Versus the black on black crime with the rappers and all this stuff killing each other and how it flows into the RICO stuff. I just want to get your take on this current.
It's embarrassing on so many levels, right? One, respect. Let's go with respect. If a cop pulls you over, I just saw this other day with the pastor was watering the roses, and he didn't want to show the cop his ID because he felt that he was privileged to water the flowers. But all he had to do was show the ID. and the cops would have left him alone. See, when you're in crime, you see it that way. Them cops didn't know who that pastor was. He could have been anybody.
Now keep going.
He could have been anybody. And then it went from one thing to another to him getting arrested. That was sad. Right. To the young kids who will speed in their car, start talking shit to the police. Respect. The goal is to get home, ladies and gentlemen, not to die. To the young kids understanding the RICO Act, listen, the government and the state is not playing. You can play this game all you want. You can think you tough all you want. All of y'all can think you're tough, and I'm gonna share a story with you. I got the craziest stories. In high school, they created this program called Scare Straight. Mm-hmm. Scare Straight. This happened in between 1975 and 79. And I was one of the first people to go. But they picked me and a group of people in our school. Wow. We went to Royal State Prison, and I saw young men bigger than us, stronger than us, that looked like they could kill somebody on the street, and they were somebody's bitch in prison. Wow. And these guys was huge. They was maybe 240, 250. These are young kids going to prison. And they not giving you no 2 years, no 5 years. They giving you football numbers. And listen to me, gentlemen, I don't know about you. I like pussy too much. I like women too much. You are going to be somebody's bitch in that prison. Because some of these guys is kids. Yeah. Doing crazy shit. They think it's a game. Yeah. You think you tough because you have a gun. In jail ain't no guns.
Ain't no guns in jail.
Ain't no guns in jail. You can't get smart. See, and respect is high in jail. You say one wrong motherfucking thing in jail, they'll kill you. If you don't flush if you don't do a courtesy flush when you in the bathroom and your cellmate is there and you let that place stink up, he'll kill you because you ain't turning around flushing when you supposed to flush. That's how bad it is. It's crazy rules in jail. You can have on the wrong color. You could sneeze the wrong way. You could talk out of turn. Give you an example before we go. We at the Rikers Island in New York City.
Damn, you was at Rikers too?
I was at Rikers. And yeah, it's okay.
Raw way.
But I'm not fighting nobody, but my demeanor captures respect. It was a group of men talking loud. And I told the brother, I said, yo, calm that shit down, yo. Just like that, real calm. Calm that shit the fuck down. About 9 men came to my dorm later that night and gave me props. They said they had never seen nobody talk so calm. Talk so calm to get that type of respect. And let me tell you how I got that. There was a movie called Goodfellas. Yeah. There's a gentleman named Joe Pesci sitting at the table, and my man was laughing, and he said, "What, do I amuse you?" Right. He said, "Am I a fucking clown?" Right. He was talking so low, but you knew he was fucking serious. So when I see young men yelling and screaming like they're gonna do something, it don't mean nothing. But when you can get the same respect and, believe it or not, diffuse a situation because you didn't yell and scream. You brought whoever you're dealing with, you brought their energy down to your level because you talked calm, but you still got your point across. You understand? I'm out of the country, and I don't like men wearing their pants off their ass. I think it's disrespectful.
Yes. Yeah.
And a young man was at a party, and the young man had his pants down. And I'm with my crew, and the motherfucker in front of us. And I tapped, I said, yo, you know who I am? He said, no, I don't know who you are. I said, yo, but you in front of me. He said, you got to pull them motherfucking pants up, player. I said, just like that. And I just left like that. He looked at me, and he walked away for a few minutes, and like 10 seconds, mother lifted his pants up, just like that. But I would say it and be willing to swing on your ass if we got. I hope it don't get to that. Right. All I'm trying to do, we got to teach these young men about respect because we blame the kids, but it's really the parents. It's the parents sending their children into the world not prepared, no education, no discipline whatsoever, right? And what they really need to do, since children are out of hand, is start arresting the parents for the crimes of the kids. And I guarantee you this shit will get back into order. Arrest the parents and watch what happens.
Wow.
Arrest the parents.
Yeah.
This game would change because parents are calling, where the fuck you at? Right. You know I ain't going to jail for you.
Wow.
Where the fuck you at? I told you.
Yeah.
You understand?
True story.
It's bad out here and it's chaotic. And this is the only reason I'll say this. That's why I want Republicans to get back in office. That's the only reason. Because they high on crime. Now, when Kamala Harris and Trump ran, a lot of black people had said Kamala Harris fucked her because she locked a lot of black men up and kept them in jail. And this is what I said. They got caught.
Hey,
Nigga, what
bruh,
the fuck, yo?
I was saying the same, bro.
You got caught. What the fuck you think was to let you go? Man, what the fuck is wrong with them, Angelo? They got caught.
Dude.
And this is how fucked up society is. Now, I would talk about the young thugs and all that, but the young kids today is so fucked up in the head, I don't want to go to war with somebody because I gave an opinion on Young Thug and Gunna. That's how fucked up the minds, because I did mention it on Vlad. And niggas said to me, nigga, you must be not the probation officer, a public defender, because of the advice that I was given. So let's say this real quick before we go. To any person that's facing a RICO, if you heard me at the beginning, I said always be in power. If you catch a RICO, take a plea deal. You control the outcome of your future because you're not gonna beat the case.
Right.
So you get in the turn, you say, talk to them, say, listen, tell them I wanna make a deal. Now you make the deal, guess what? You negotiate the deal. Now you might have to sit a year, 2-3 years, but you get your deal. Right. And when I'll tell you got these stories. When I had that situation with Puffy, they was trying to give me 5 to 6 years prison. I took a deal. Because the reason why I took the deal is because they have this thing in New York called predicate felon. If you catch a felony within a year, no matter where you are in the country, you automatically go to prison, mandatory, 4 to 6 years. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
So I hired this attorney named Billy. I forgot Billy's name. He's out of Baltimore, black dude. And he was on the wire and everything. But I fired him because I ran into some of the coldest fucking attorneys in the country, Tommy Cesaro and Tony Capitella. Look their ass up in Long Island. They came in, fought the case for me. We beat it. So I went from 4 to 6 years to 5 years probation. Wow. Now, I fought the case 2 or 3 years to the point that the prosecutor retired because I out-slicked his ass. Listen to me, I out-slicked that motherfucker because he thought I was gonna take the deal. We came back, we took the deal off the table, and we fought it for another 2 years. Now, the judge named Margaret, I'll never forget Margaret. Margaret's one of the reasons why I do the right thing in life now too, because she wasn't playing. She'd have sent me away for 20 years. She was one of them women. Yeah. And she was tired because she saw my record and she said, how the fuck you get away with all this other shit? This bitch was mad, you hear me? So,
Example.
when we got done with that, my life changed. You gotta be clever in certain things in life, but to the young men out here, try not to catch a case. How about that?
How about that?
Because once you go in, we can't get you out.
Period.
I don't give a fuck what they tell you. We can't get you out.
Period.
Now, maybe 1 out of, maybe 9,000 get out? But that's it.
The percentages ain't good.
Not good numbers. Not good numbers. Not good numbers at
Hey,
all.
man, TK, we do a top 5 every week. Real quick, top 5 comedians of all time. Who you got?
Oh, man, who can I go with the top 5 comedians all time?
Damn. Wow.
We're working on time here.
Wow. Damn, that's
deep, man.
Yeah, that's deep as shit.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
over here,
deep.
my mind is running.
Let me tell you, because I don't really watch stand-up comedians. If I had to go with talent and creativity, I would definitely go with Bernie Mac for sure.
Okay.
All right, I would go with Martin Lawrence because he's entertaining. I would definitely go with Chris Rock. Chris Rock gave a performance at the Apollo that shocked the fuck out of me one time, and it was just truly amazing. The other two comics I would definitely say is TK Kirkland and TK Kirkland.
There it is. And we thank TK Kirkland, man, for joining us on Classic Conversations, man, the special edition, man. We are honored, we're humbled.
Listen,
TK, you the man.
You my man for life, yo.
For life,
you already
brother.
know that.
Absolutely.
I want to thank all you gentlemen, and I wish you the best with your journey here. I like to see, when I started this podcast thing years ago with Charlemagne the God, and to see young men taking advantage of opportunities. So now I'm going to teach you how to make money before we go. Now I know you can do the podcast, but if you do it right, you gentlemen can split $200,000-$300,000 a year, and that'll be in our next episode.
There it is.
T to the motherfucking K, ladies and gentlemen.
TK got to go on stage, man, do his thing.
Podcast not knowing there's a big check behind it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to show you how to get the money.